Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. I am 3 minutes late. I apologize. I needed to make myself a hot drink, which I have done. And yeah, I've just been on a bit of a go slow today. But never mind, I am here now. Hello, welcome. Sorry, I am late. Hot drink though, because it's currently 15 degrees in here. Oh, it's chilly. Just my email, so I've gone live, so that's good. Caroline's here. Good morning and happy Sunday, Shan and Peeps. Good morning. Gin and Pin says, morning, Shan. I sent you an Instagram message. Pineapple. You're lowering the tone before we've even started. What is your Instagram message? Pineapple. There you are. You got your own pineapple. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Catherine's here. Morning all. Good morning. Joker Please is here. Good morning. You made it. Why are you not asleep? You need to be asleep. Catherine says, possibly too early for philosophy, but why are fabric allowances on patterns so rubbish? Oh, do you find that they usually ever too much on the side of caution and given you told you need more fabric than you do, or have you found one that's not told you need enough fabric? Because I would imagine that it's the former, that the majority of them are there kind of like erring on the side of caution so that people don't get upset with them. But yeah, Darcy's here. Good morning, everybody. Sonia says, hi everyone, happy Sunday to you too. Joker Clee says hi to Darcy. Darcy says, Catherine, is that a rhetorical question? And he says, night all, it's 10:30 in Australia and way too hot. Oh, could we share some of the heat? It is cold here. Nimoy is here. Hello, everyone. Darcy says, morning to Joker, please. Jojo's here. Happy Sunday, everyone. Hope you're all well. Good morning. Tia says, morning. Catherine says to Darcy, no, latest pattern said 3.2 meters of 150 wide. I bought 3 meters of fabric and I have 1.3 meters left of 28 per meter wool tweed. I mean, waistcoat or skirt, but that's ridiculous. Oh, yeah, no, that's not good. Marina says, happy Sunday, everyone. Hope you are having a lovely weekend. Mine has been very nice so far. How has yours been? Darcy says to Catherine, that's quite the discrepancy. That usually happens with directional and plats. Joker Clee says, I'd take 15 degrees centigrade right now. It's currently minus 31 degrees centigrade with a wind chill of minus 45. Oh, that's too cold. That's definitely too cold. Nimue says to Catherine, wow, that's a lot. That can't be justified with accounting for shrinkage and stuff. At least enough to make something else. Yeah, that's not good. Jane says, morning all. Just finishing off the shirt this morning. And Darcy says it's 11 degrees centigrade here in Florida. It's here in Central Florida. 11 in Florida. That doesn't compute. Oh, chilly. Chilly. I'm warming my hands up on my hot chocolate. I am cold. Oh, but that is good. This is the 70% dark chocolate. I really should have put a scarf on this morning. Never mind. Oh, Nimue says I sometimes roll out 70 centimeter wide wrapping paper and lay out pattern pieces to check requirements, usually because I have to lengthen everything or layouts look wasteful. Yeah, I kind of just don't even look at layouts anymore. I sort of play around with what I've got until I can make it fit. Sorry, I haven't got a cold. I'm just a little bit bunged up, but it's not a cold. Darcy says Celsius, 11 degrees Celsius. Yeah. I think I've got you. Catherine says I tend not to pay attention to layouts either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Oh, I wonder what happened to that fabric. I put it in the tumble dryer. I was going to say put it in the dishwasher. If I put it in the dishwasher, that would not be a good thing. I still need to order some of the knit fabric, but my polka dot fabric for this collection arrived. I'm very excited to start sewing it. Du2So says, I use my 80 centimetre wide rug for the same thing. Nice. Darcy says, that's not too chilly, but we are in a cold front. Yeah. Well, I mean, like I say, it's 15 degrees in here and I'm cold. But for Florida, that doesn't sound right. Oh, so I was planning on doing some piping swatches today, see what I could come up with. And then I thought, oh, I could sew the 9345 blouse that I've got cut out and have cut out since October. No, since August. I did the 8177 in the kind of palm leaf fabric, and then I had enough left over to cut out the blouse. I do want to see how much of this coral viscose I've got left, because I was planning on using it as a lining for a couple of the other coral based viscoses I've got back there. But I made a shirt, the 9345 shirt, the very first one that I made, that really doesn't fit below the waist because I didn't measure my high hip like I did in the video when I showed you how to make that alteration. So I'm thinking about actually chopping that one off and then adding a skirt to it if I have enough of this fabric left, and making it into a dress, because we all know I wear dresses more. So I was thinking of maybe doing that. Darcy says, I'm a slave to the pattern layout. Ah, interesting. Gin and Pin says to Catherine, the cutting layouts are usually for directional fabrics and not for frugality. I use them more as a guide. Inari says, good morning. I'm glad you're drinking hot chocolate. Good morning. Catherine says, Sean, do you still need sleeve head? I've got a bit of canvas included. I've got a bit of the canvas included. So, well, my order from William G arrived, and this is in the Patreon waffle, but I haven't put one up this week. I'm going to film a little bit more today after I finish the hangout and get it edited and up for you guys. But my order from William G arrived, and this will make you guys laugh. It made me giggle. It made me chuckle mightily. So I needed some sleeve heads. I needed I actually ordered some bra cups because I wanted to try, because my favorite bras have bra cups, so I wanted to try some of those. And what else did I order? Oh, and some bag foam, so I can now make my laptop sleeve. And after your guys' recommendations, I decided not to order from Minerva and order from William G. But William G only sold the sleeve head by the roll. This was £18, but sound like Muttley. You need about 18 inches for one coat. So no, I don't need any sleeve head, but thank you very, very much for the offer. That's very kind of you. I am set for coat making for the entirety of my life, I think. I mean, objectively, I know what 18 meters looks like, but when this arrived, it's just like, oh. But yeah, it's the type that's got the canvas in it. But I finished my red coat, and I love it. And again, the Patreon peeps will be getting a sneaky peek of that this evening. I wore it for the first time on Friday. We went to the range because we wanted just to have a look around and get Dad some art bits and pieces. He's getting very into the art. And so he wanted some new paintbrushes and paints and a sketchbook and bits and pieces like that. And so I was wearing my red coat and a gentleman came up to me and he's like, this isn't a chat up line. He's just like, I just wanted to say I saw your coat and it's absolutely beautiful. He's like, you so rarely see those kind of like figure hugging tailored coats anymore, and just he was waxing lyrical about it, and he didn't stop, so I couldn't say anything. So my mum came up behind him and tapped him on the shoulder and went, she made it, like this. And then another gentleman walked past and went, yeah, your coat's amazing, I saw that earlier, you should have a shop. I was like, oh no. And then another woman who was listening at the same time was, yeah, I saw you earlier, you look so good. I was like, thank you. And then the first original guy, he was like, oh, and the guy who said you should have a shop, I was like, oh no, I teach people just so I don't do commissions anymore. And then the first guy was like, oh, my wife's just bought a sewing machine. So my mum's like giving him a card. I had them on me, I was going to get one out. Mum's already like prepared. She's like, here's her card. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, it was fun. Joker Clue says, don't forget to mangle the like button, folks. Oh, yes, please. There's 69 of us and 24 likes. Michelle says, good morning, peeps. Hope you're all doing well today. Very well, thank you. How are you? Catherine's laughing. Annie says, that's a huge roll. What do you use that for? So like I say, you need about 18 inches for one coat. So you cut off a 9-inch piece and you actually sew it in to the sleeve head like this. And it just helps give the sleeve head like a little bit. You also put a shoulder pad in, but it helps the sleeve head have a little more shaping and sit nicely over the sleeve cap. But yeah, so you use about 9 inches each side, so 18 inches total for one coat. I mean, we all know I've got a Mum really wants to do the 1669, so that's 2 coats, so that's, you know, like that done. And then I've got that, which I'm going to be making up next after my green coat, so you know that's another coat. And then I do have fabric for about 5 or 6 other coats. Honestly. Darcy says himself has been sleeping with his laptop on his chest and he is not being cold. I just turned the heat back on. Ooh, yeah. Jojo says, love my hustle, Sean. 20, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Sean makes all the coats. Uh-huh. I mean, I do have, okay, so we've got my green wool 1669. We've got the Vogue 1714 with the red, so that's 2. This one, so that's 3. We've got another green one, so that's 4. We've got one, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got about 11 coats that 12, because there's that tapestry under there. So I've got about 12 coats that I've got fabric for. And I will have the sleeve heads. And mum's got 1, 2, 3 fabrics for coats in her stash. So I have too much, but yeah, no. Yeah. And Ari says, I'm currently 16 degrees Fahrenheit where I am. Please forgive me for the dress you are currently wearing is making it, but please forgive me. The dress you're currently wearing is making me chilly. But yeah, this is scuba. It's my own personal scuba sauna suit, so that's why I've got this one on today. I do kind of wish I'd put a scarf on as well, but I didn't, so never mind. Nimoy says, sounds like the coat is already paying for itself. It does look awesome. Thank you. Yeah, like I say, the Patreon peeps will be getting a sneak peek of that this evening. I've had quite a week of it. The coat is the only thing that I've sewn so far this year, which is fine. I always intended January to be really, really chill. Having said that, I made myself a huge to-do list of things that I would like to get done, but it wasn't one of those ones where it's like, I have to get all these done or I'll be upset. But yeah, I've sewn one thing so far. The next thing is going to be the 9076, which I am still trying to debate between the hot pink or the rust piping. And then the 1669, so it would be 2 coats and a dress, much like January last year, which was a coat, a jacket, and a dress. Trying to get all the chocolatey goodness out the bottom of my glass cup. Okay, that was delicious. I now have hot chocolate all around my gob though. Oh, brr. I might go and see if I can track down where that polka dot fabric has gone, because I want to fold it up and start putting it in here. And I kind of feel in the mood to play with fabric, if I'm honest, which you guys never seem to mind. Although I am going to be doing a video about this collection that should be coming out soon. So yeah. Michelle says, so coats will be a thing for at least a few more months. Yes. Well, like I say, I've got my trench coat planned in this one. I've got the 1669 planned with Mum in that combo there. So that's 2. And obviously Mum's going to be making a coat as well. So yeah, there will be a decent chunk of coats being made. Now, I want to see what I think of this piping with this fabric. Can I find an edge of the fabric? Yes, I can. I was talking to the peeps on the Patreon Zoom call the other day about this, whether or not I should go for the hot pink piping or if I should go for the rust. The hot pink will be way more in your face. But I do think the rust is going to be, it will obviously be a very, very subtle, but it will still, I think, give definition. Although if I did this, I would do it on less places than I did than I did on this one. So this is that same piping, and I added it around the collar. Maybe I would still do it, and the cuffs, and here to pick out these details. Yeah, actually, you know what? I think I would still do it, even if I did do it in the rust color. But I mean, whatever I do, I'm going to have to make more piping because that's all I've got left. So it's not like an exercise in trying to not, like trying to save myself time. I'm still going to have to make more piping because I haven't got enough to do the entire dress with what I've got left. But the pink is just going to be very, very, very in your face. Oh, it's not actually that in your face though. actually. I thought it was going to be a bit more stand out than that, but oh, maybe I do want to do the pink. I think I do. Just made a mess of this fabric now. Let's try and fill this back up. I really love this fabric. Anna gave it to me for my birthday Christmas present. So I don't know where she got it from, so I can't tell you where it came from. But yeah, I think the pink. I think the pink. My fringe is doing crazy things, and I really need to dye my hair because it's starting to, all the grey is starting to come through again. So that's fun. Joker Clee says, quick and dirty maths says Shan's got enough sleeve head there for about 35 coats. Ooh. Well, yes. So I've got 12. Mum's got 3. So that's, what, 15? So there's 20 more coats in my future at some point. That's a lot of coats. Catherine says you could always sell it by the meter. Well, if you need some, you know where to hit me up. I probably would sell it by the coat rather than by the meter. I think I'd probably cut like 2 like 18-inch pieces to send out, maybe 20 inches so people have a bit of wiggle room. But I would probably sell it by the coat rather than by the meter. Catherine says, sorry, Darcy says, I'm usually buried in cats overnight so I don't get cold either, but it's chilly. Yes. Jen Pin says, I'm sure you can add it to jackets and maybe more tailored dresses. Jackets, yes. Tailored dresses I hadn't even thought of, but some of those ones that have the giant shoulders do need some like organza sewn in there to help hold things up, don't they? So, I have enough to experiment with. Joker Clee says, I ended up sending my better half to find me a sweater since it's cold here in this computer room. Lol. Darcy says, I was watching another creator unboxing her Halloween decorations. I'm behind, but she had a tapestry blanket of ghosts holding leaves. It was adorable, and I thought you would like it, Shan. That does sound lovely. Joker Clee says, I'm half tempted this summer to put a wood stove in here in the old dining room just to help with heat this place. I think my insurance company would break out in a strange rash if I did. Lol. With my luck, with my luck, it'd likely be pineapple shaped. Lol. Nice. Michelle says, fabric fondling for the win. Awesome. Nimoy says, I'm supposed to be working on my glittery top for Thursday, but didn't have a best night, so slow start. But I'll come and do the kitchen canter later, so my back won't hate me for cutting out. Good plan. Catherine says, you'll be proud of me for drafting my own lining for the folkwear frock coat, the one with the over-generous fabric allowance. Ah, nice. Inari says, more hot chocolate for Shan, please. Michelle says, question, I'm about to start making a velour shirt with fabric I got from you. What is your preferred way to finish seams with velour? The ones that I sent you were all stretch from what I remember. I would overlock and Mara Flex thread because it has stretch in it, so you can sew a straight stitch, but it will still stretch as you put the thing on and off. Marie says, hi everyone, just jumping in to say hello and like the stream. Hello Marie, has your velvetizer arrived yet? I have influenced another person. Lollapalooza says, morning all from a very stormy Kincardine, Ontario. Good morning. Darcy says to Catherine, folkwear is notorious for overestimated fabric needs. Yeah, interesting. Nimoy said to Catherine, it gives me hope that the folkwear gives me hope that's the folkwear that's so overly generous. I picked that for a fabric I only have 3 meters of and would love to add a hood. Sounds like it should work. It does indeed. Annie says, thank you for explaining that. I've never made a coat. Maybe a goal for this year. Lol. Ooh, I love the pink piping. I think the pink piping is the way to go. I was on the fence, but no, I think after that little experiment, I'm going to go for pink. Coats are awesome. Coats are really, really fun. They take a long time, but they're so satisfying once they're done. Definitely worth giving a try. Yeah, you want to pick a coat for your first one that is fairly simple and that has a good sew along attached to it. Jokingly says, "Gas, some days I hate having side buttons on my mouse, lol." I can't remember the last time I used a mouse. I always use my trackpad because I usually use my laptop. My mum and dad have my computer. My computer is 11 years old. I'm surprised it's still going, to be fair. Yeah, there's going to come a day soon when things are going to need to be replaced and it's going to be expensive. Gin and Pin says to Michelle, "I've done a few things in stretch velvet and I just left the seam allowance to do its own thing and it's been fine." Josephine says, hello. Mim says, "Hi, how is everybody? A little bit late to the party. What did I miss?" I am going to be able to make coats for the rest of my life. There's 35 coats worth of sleeve head here. That's what you've missed, Mim. And me giggling about it. Marie says, "No, delivery date is Tuesday." Ooh, what did you go for? Yeah, I think you get a selection box with it as well. So are you going to see which ones you prefer first and then make an order? Darcy says, "The pink piping will pop." It will. Joker Clay says, "If you really want the piping to stand out, go with some bright lime green for that rusty fabric." If I had it, I might, but that line that you can see there is a viscose jersey, so that would be heinous to try and make that work. I'm sure that somebody very talented probably could, but no. Darcy says hello to Josephine. Nimue says, "Time for food here. Maybe that will boost my energy. See you later." And Mim says, "Ooh, that's a lot of sleeve facings." I know, right? I mean, in my head, I'm fully aware of what 18 meters looks like. It wasn't. It was comparable in price to buying it per coat from Minerva. So I was just like, you know what? I'd like to not run out again because I only had enough of the old one left to do one sleeve in my red coat, which I did, and then had to wait for this to arrive. But yeah. Catherine says, "Frumble have lime green satin piping. It would be a shortcut to making piping." That is tempting, but I am trying to be good and not buy things, and I do very much like how that pink looks. I do like how the pink looks. I do have a dark green that would be another option, but I think the pink is actually won me over. So I think I'm going to go with the pink. Right, guys, stay there for a second. Don't move anything. I'm going to go and see if I can track down the fabric I bought for this collection, and then I will be back. So just, don't move anything. Talk amongst yourselves, but behave. I'm back. Start behaving yourselves. Oh, it's chilly out there. My fabric was still in the tumble dryer. Oh, it's cold. All I can see is pineapples. Mim says, okay, that's funny. Darcy says, who's going to dive into the silks with me? You guys. Catherine's like, pineapple, 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 pineapple. Joker Clee says, randomly moves things and hides random pineapple stickers around the room. Oh, I did. So 1 year for April Fools, I put googly eyes on everything in the fridge and the pantry, and some of the googly eyes have still survived. They're still there to this day, and that was probably about 8 years ago now. But I've seen the mini rubber duck thing that people do, where they get like 100 rubber ducks and they write the numbers on the bottom of them, and then they hide them around the house. I really want to do that for mum and dad this April Fools. The trouble is, what do you then do with 100 mini rubber ducks? I wonder if, because I don't want to buy that much plastic. I wonder if anyone does a wooden version. I wonder how much that would cost. But yeah, I really want to do that. And put some in really obvious places, but then put some in really obscure places and just see how long it takes for all 100. I'll give them a check sheet as well so they can cross off the 100 as they find them. I really want to do that. That's my sense of humor. I'm a very odd person, I know. Darcy says, I'm just going to shift her fabric around to different cubbies. That would easily confuse me, because in my head I know where everything is, and so if you shift things around, it's going to be like, where did the thing go? Yeah. Let's see. Jojo says to Darcy, me, I'll race you. And Darcy's put up a pineapple as well. And he says, we need to hide a few mini pineapples. Lol, my kids love hiding my mini Christmas tree decorations throughout the house. I'm still finding them from 2022. Darcy says, woohoo. Dashna says, hi all, hello. Catherine says, badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom. My brother hates that. I don't know why. We have road signs on the island that are badgers, beware badgers. And also, it's in fact it's just badger exclamation point, and then we have also ones that squirrel exclamation point. Whenever you see them, whenever I see it, I'd be like, badger. I'm very odd, I know. Darshana says, do it for Easter. Inari says, I'm currently completely hiding under my comforter and top sheet in order to stay warm. It seems to do the trick. Yeah, Chiana's gotten to the habit of, like, in the morning she'll come and get under the duvet and on top of the plush blanket so that she can make herself a little nest. And then she like kneads on my side, but it's through the duvet and stuff, so it doesn't hurt at all. So she's like kneading on me. But yeah, it's very cute. She wasn't having any of it yesterday. There was no lap time. There was no under the blanket time yesterday at all. Yesterday, she was at the foot of the bed the entire day, and that's where she wanted to be. But today, this morning, she was like, yep, under the blanket. So I made her a cave. She was happy. Darcy says, wooden ducks like decoys. I mean, I'm talking like teeny tiny ones. Does such a thing exist? Because I don't know. I just really don't want to buy that much plastic. I suppose it's recyclable plastic. Let's see. Oh, these are resin. Which I appreciate is also plastic, but that's what I'm talking about. I just I am an odd duck. to do glow-in-the-dark ducks. Yeah, resin probably isn't recyclable either. I think it would be really funny, but I don't want to do something just for the lols, but that's not good for anything else. So yes. Joker says, "Plushy rubber duckies." Lol, good grief! I want them tiny. That's the joke, is that they're tiny. Catherine says, "Yellow paper origami ducks." Ooh, that's a lot of origami, but I wonder if I can make them small enough that they would be seen. Darshana says, "What's in your black drawers?" These ones, all sorts of things. I'm doing a room tour very soon. I did threaten to do it during Vlogmas, but I massively underestimated how much time I was going to spend editing in Vlogmas. And I know I do it every year, and I have done it for like, what, 5 years now, 6 years? So I should know how long it takes me to edit. But so next year, or this year, I have decided that we're going to do things differently. And it's just going to be Mum, Dad, and I opening our calendars in the morning. That's going to be Vlogmas. So it's going to be, what, 5 minutes tops, little 5-minute sort of like start to the day kind of a thing. And then if I do anything particularly Christmassy, then I will take you guys with me for a longer day. So if we go out to like a Christmas village or something, then I'll take you with me for that. But yeah. Jillian Pin says, maybe use wooden eggs instead of plastic ducks. You could dress them up. I wonder if I can get wooden eggs. I wonder how much mini wooden eggs would cost. It's only £10, and then you can paint them. Darcy says, I have a baby pineapple plant growing in my garden. Nice. Also, origami ducks would be perfect. Yes, tiny ducks exist. And Darshana says, resin isn't recyclable, is it? I don't know. I don't think so. I think resin is one of those things that it's got longevity. So, yeah, I don't know. U2 says, or scrap fabric butterflies. Maybe, but we're getting into realms of it taking me a long time to do, and I already have 2 full-time jobs, so writing the numbers on the bottom of something I thought would be more fun. With the eggs, I didn't even look to see if they did mini wooden ducks, because if they can be painted afterwards. No, it's just coming up with the resin ones. But I am just looking on Amazon. I haven't looked on Etsy yet because, you know, Etsy is also somewhere to look, although Inari says, making biscuits on you, that melts my heart tremendously. I know, me too. When they do that, it's just like, oh, it's so cute. And she looks at me as well when she's doing it with those giant eye, like, I love you eyes. And it's just like, oh, you are the most precious thing in the world. Oh, yeah. And he says, I want some mini ducks so I can glue magnets to them and use them for fridge magnets. Maybe that's what you can use them for. Oh, that's a good idea. And I have got a bunch of magnets. Oh. Yeah, if I can work out some way I can repurpose the resin ducts after they've been found, then I wouldn't be so opposed to it. Darshan says, "Oh yes, nosy me will enjoy that. I'm about to reset my room, so inspiration welcome." And oh my gosh, I just spotted wooden mini trees. Vox says, "Hello peeps, I'm joining late. What are we doing today?" Currently, we are fondling fabric that needs to be folded, and just waffling about pranks that I want to play on my parents. Darshana says, "Mini wooden hearts." Oh yeah, that could be fun. Because they could be painted afterwards. So, ooh, yeah, I'm going to have to put some thought into this. Darcy says, "My youngest cat wants to make biscuits on my throat. It looks like a rash when I need to trim her claws." And Vox is giggling. Oh, I love how your dress is turning out. The Berda dress from the Dirndl magazine. I love how yours is turning out. It's making me want to make my own. Right. Let's try and fold this. So I got 6 meters of this from Textile Express. It was £8 a meter, and they had 20% off for the last day of their January sale. So including postage, this was £44.80. It's the first fabric I've bought this year. You know, technically, whilst this has got a print on it, I'm not classing this as a printed fabric, because for me, as we know, polka dots, stripes, and checks are all neutrals. So I got 6 meters because I'm hoping that I'm going to have enough to make the McCall's that's now Butterick shirt dress that I've done a sew along for. So I can't remember the new number for it for Butterick. 6489, I think, maybe. But I'm thinking I want to do it with the long sleeves and the little tabs where you can roll the sleeve back, because I think that will look really cute. Now, I was a little bit annoyed because this is a viscose polyester mix, which is probably why it's only a little bit creased, not completely creased, like some of my viscoses when they come out of the sorry, my tights are falling down. It's supposed to be a company that tights don't fall down, but these ones do. Maybe I've just ordered the wrong size though. So yeah, I ordered 6 meters because I want to make that shirt dress with the long sleeves that will go under all the pinafore and skirts and skirts and waistcoats. That's the word I'm looking for, that I want to make from this collection. And I want to make a skirt and a top out of it as well. So yeah, and I think I showed Nicola when she was here. She was supposed to be here last week or this week, on Wednesday this week, to start her her skirt making, but unfortunately she was full of cold, and so she rang me and she was like, "Should I come?" And I was like, "I'd rather you didn't, because I really don't want a cold. I haven't had one for a really long time, sort of 7 or 8 months now. I haven't had a cold for." And again, I don't think I'm quite over the way that my ex broke up with me, but one of the things that he said to me was that I was always sick, and the fact that I haven't had a cold, I've had lots of other things go wrong, but I haven't had a cold, is kind of like a point of pride now. I really need to let that go. So it's not exactly any of these yellows from my colours, but it is a warm yellow. It's definitely got that warm tone to it. It's probably more of an autumn yellow than it is a spring yellow, but so are the rest of these. And finding those bright spring yellows is quite difficult. Lady McElroy have Cobra Corsage on this lemon. What do they? Oh, I can't see what they call it, but yeah, they have it on this lemon one, which I'm quite tempted about. I did actually have a really nice chat with one of the guys at Lady McElroy the other night. We were talking about some different fabrics and bases and stuff, so it was quite interesting. Fingers crossed there will be some favorite prints coming out with new colorways and things like that. And he was also asking sort of like, what kind of colorways are you looking for? I was like, the reds and the corals, need more of those. It's like, oh, interesting. So yeah, that could be interesting. But yeah, so I'm hoping to make a shirt dress with long sleeves from this, as well as a skirt and a top. And because I think that's going to work in really well with all of these others. Now, the idea is, this is not the right fabric. This is the Lena crepe, which is going to be the lining for that coat. But I have got the drill of this one, so I'm hoping to make a pinafore dress out of the drill that I've got, because I've only got 2.5 meters. But I actually like those two together, and I think this works because whilst this isn't a ditzy print, I would say this is on the smaller side of medium, and then this is a large print, and so I think those two work together. And this does have those beautiful yellows in there, so that's one of the reasons that I wanted to make a long sleeved dress, is so I can wear it under a couple of the pinafore dresses that I'm planning. And then, oh, this also matches perfectly with this. And lots of you guys told me about Pound Fabrics, and they've got some beautiful knits on there, and I am probably going to get myself a couple. They have an orange one, which I think is going to go really well with some of the orange dresses and stuff that I've got made, but it's not the same texture as this waffly type knit from Minerva. So whilst I was going to get this and the cream ivory coloured one and make 2 of the little shrugs that I like, I'm actually only going to get the one in this ochre colour from Minerva, and then I will get the cream from Pound Fabrics. I will get a sample of it if I can. But yeah, these two go together really nicely as well. So I have one more fabric to buy for this. I need to get some lining fabric as well. I need to get some navy with Spectrum. It's called Spectrum. Lotus lining from Lady McElroy for the Paul Smith suiting and the Darlydale denim. I need lining for those two. That one I can use the ivory lining for, and I think I can use ivory lining for everything else. And I have like a 10 meter, well, I've used some of it, but I've got a 10 meter bolt of that. So yeah, I need some lining for this and for this. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that. So that can go in here too. I actually don't know if that one's going to stay in there or not. So yeah, let's see. Let's see, where did I get to with the chat? I need another tissue for my not cold. I did go out in public yesterday. Caroline says mini wooden duck buttons. I don't know that I would use 100 of them. I might use some of them for one project, but I don't know that I'd use 100 of them. But I do like the idea of turning them into magnets for the fridge. But I don't know if they'd be strong enough because it would be quite small magnets. Darshana says magnets would be great, but I wonder if they could be used for a quilt board or weighted and used as fabric weights. Ooh, I wonder if, you know, if I got some washers and piled those up so that they were heavy enough and then glued the ducks on top of it, that could work. I like that idea. Although I don't use fabric weights, and my niece has made me some beautiful ones, and Anna sent me some of the Foxglove and Field little spools of thread ones. They're beautiful, but they are sitting in my collection of like pin cushions and shiny things that I have over there that I just don't use, because I just don't use those kinds of, I prefer pins and scissors to weights and rotary cutters. So I like the idea though. Maybe I could make a few and do them as a giveaway. Maybe. Box says, ah, yes. Does it count as a Sean made me do it? I've only found the pattern because you showed it on a previous hangout. I think it counts. Yes, I'm going to take that if you don't mind. But you are totally making me want to make it. So, yes. Darshana says, I class all my spots and stripes as plains. Yeah. I'm really struggling with this because I really want to start adding green in. But if I start doing that, then I'm just going to be making this for the rest of the year, because I have like green check or green gingham and green stripe down there, and I've got some green t-shirting material up there, and I think it would work really well. And so when I get around to making those pieces, it will add into this collection nicely. But I also I want to try and get this I want to try and get this done in 3 months, because I've got other stuff that I want to then progress onto. And I also remember like how it annoyed everybody got with me for fixating on Cobra Corsage for like 6 months of the year in 2022. I mean, I had other stuff going on, so I needed to fixate on something. But yeah, I know people got really pissy with me about that. Not everyone, but some people did. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Darcy says, polka dots are neutral. Yep. Smo says, good evening, peeps. Good evening. Fox says, and thank you. You're very welcome. Annie says, good night all. It's after 11 and my bed is calling me. Good night and thank you for joining us. Darshana says, hey, Vox, we encourage Sean to hide mini ducks to prank her parents. Darcy says to Caroline, buttons, those would be very useful afterwards. Yeah, I would probably only use them on one project though. That's the only trouble with that. I do like the idea. I do like how you're thinking. Darshana says, haha, yes, maybe Sean should make underwear from the remnants of the yellow polka dots. Caroline says to Darcy, I have some duck and baby buttons, so cute. Darcy says, Fox, it would definitely count as a Sean made you do it. Julie Elizabeth says, good morning. Good morning. Darshana says, I got COVID in September and took me 3 months to get back to 80%. Then Fluffing got it again while delivering gifts to the in-laws. Oh, Darshana says, I wonder if relationship stress made you more ill. I don't think so. I think I was just unlucky that the 2 times that I saw him, I got bronchitis. I got a cold that turned into bronchitis, but that's typical for me. And then I caught COVID the next time I saw him. And I deal with sickness very differently to the way that he does. And I don't think he approved of the way that I was ill. He was like, man up, wet pants and just get on with it. But bronchitis is a very different thing to a cold. And then COVID, obviously, at the time, you couldn't, it was still government law that you couldn't leave the house. So I was stuck. And it wasn't how I wanted to spend my Christmas break or my Valentine's break at all. That was not the intention. But I think he thought I enjoyed being ill. So, no. Anyway, never mind. Sarah says, good morning. Good morning. Darcy says, Darshana, my husband and I caught it in November. He hasn't recovered yet. I started off disabled, so that's less of a climb to get to 80%. Oh, you poor thing. And Ari says to Jokicles, look, there's a crate of pineapples at your front door. And Jokicles says, woohoo, luau time. Darshana says, since the first time I got COVID, it made my disability pain so much worse. Like it attacks the nervous system. You could send duck buttons out to Patreons. Oh, yeah. I'm so sorry to my $15 tier peeps. I still have my bag of goodies that is ever growing. There's more getting added to it every day, every month. I'm not going to wait until the ducks come in though, because I do owe last year's $15 peeps a gift. So that is coming. I will do it. I promise. There's been a bunch of stuff going on in the background. A couple of you have messaged me privately and just said, are you okay? You don't seem the same as usual. And I'm fine. There's just, other health stuff, new health stuff going on. So I'm on new medications that are kicking my butt, and I am struggling to adapt to them, but they're new medications. So, that's kind of part of the course, and I will get there and it will be fine. But yeah, there's just, and thank you very much to everybody that has messaged me as well, because there's quite a few of you have done it and it is appreciated. And I'm trying to be as normal as possible on camera because it's nice for me. And obviously, like, you guys come here for a bit of escapism and you don't want to have to deal with my stuff as well. So yeah, but I always intended January to be a very relaxed month. I think I started out the hangout saying this, despite writing myself a giant to-do list and wanting to get everything finished that I've got up on the table at the moment. I fully intended to have January as a very chilled month, and it has been, which has been very nice so far. But yeah, this new medication is literally a roller coaster, and it's kicking my butt. But I will get there and we will adjust and things will happen and it will get better and it will be fine. So yeah. But I love the idea, sorry, I do love the idea of Patreons getting the ducks. I do love that idea because I would be happy to have like a little army of ducks, like sitting along some of these. Like I would like that as decoration, but 100 is a lot. So if I could send out little baby armies of ducks to some of the Patreon peeps, so they could have little duck armies in their sewing studios or sewing spaces. I love that idea. I'm going for the resin ducks. Darshna, you have solved the problem because I'm just going to pass it on to other people, but we can all have our own little duck armies. Yay! And I get to prank mum and dad as well, which will be awesome. Thank you for the inspiration. Catherine says you can get 5mm neodymium magnets, which are really strong. And Catherine says herringbone tweed is definitely a plain. Yes, that teal that you've got with that lining. Oh, that's going to be good. That's going to be good. I really, really enjoyed having a bright red coat to wear, though. I think I need to just embrace the fact that I feel better in bright colours. Like, I know this green doesn't quite go with these greens, but I love this. This green makes me really happy. So yeah. Caroline says, I started pinning the Jackie dress to the teal velvet I found in my stash on Friday, but then my colleague suggested pub lunch. Pub lunch wins, definitely. Darcy says to Darshna, COVID is definitely a pain. All of the information in the capillaries messes with everything. My brain is not good anyway. MS and chronic migraines. Oh, you guys. COVID can just do one, can't it? Darshna says, I'd say I come for the reality of Shan's world to support the good and the bad, which is awesome. Thank you. Simone says, my friends bring me a rubber duck from wherever they travel. I love that. Catherine says, there's a skirt length of tweed and lining on offer. I do not need any more fabric. Stop tempting me. What kind of a skirt? Is it a pencil skirt? Because I don't wear those. Although the comment section on the year in review video is lovely. And so many people are just being like, you should wear that skirt. I don't know what you're worrying about. It's not necessarily that I'm worrying about wearing it, because objectively I can see that it looks good and I can see that it's very pretty. But it's just one of those things, like I feel comfortable in these like big floofy skirts. I like that, and comfortable in as much as I feel comfortable literally as well as like how I portray myself to others. So yeah, I just don't know when I would want to wear that. I don't know what situation I would want to wear that for, because for a lot of the time I can't wear makeup for day-to-day life, which is why I have my eyebrows tattooed on. I have my giant eyelashes stuck on because I'm allergic to makeup. I've got eyeliner tattooed on as well. And this is me for most days. I love wearing makeup, and when I do my proper videos, I do try and put makeup on, but I genuinely, by the end of the day, feel really uncomfortable in it. It's really itchy, and I don't know if that's just because my skin's not used to it, and so it's like, no, or if it's literally the allergies just being like, get it off. But if I wore it more, it would be fine. But I tend to not wear makeup very often. But that pencil skirted dress definitely needs heels, hair done, makeup on, and I don't know where I'd go. Like maybe a date, but I've kind of decided that this year I want to concentrate on getting my financials in order, and I want to concentrate on the channel. And I have deleted all the dating apps because it was just, yeah, it was just a lot of drama and distraction. It's just like, I don't need this. So yeah, this year I'm just like, I want to get all of those other things I've just mentioned done. But I don't know where I would wear that pencil skirted dress. I've kept it. When Jojo was here in October, she very kindly agreed to help me clear out my dress section. And I put the dress on, and she was like, if you're not going to wear it, get rid of it. And I was like, yeah, but it's also the first thing that I drafted from the first sloper that I'd made. So it's kind of like I've still got my first Anna dress that I made, even though that will probably never fit me again. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to get rid of it. So I've kept it, and it's going to stay in the wardrobe because it's a beautiful dress. And the pattern matching on it, I'm really proud of it, but I just can't foresee an event that I would want to wear it to. It's not an everyday dress for me. It's like it's a fancier dress, despite the fact that I wear like what other people might think of as fancy dresses every day. Does that make sense? So yeah, in my head, it's one of those things. But yeah. Sorry, that was a long-winded waffle, wasn't it? Catrice says, hello all. Hello. Darcy says, away from the keyboard but listening. I need food for my 8 meds. Yes, food is necessary. Caroline says, just put a puppy pic on the Peeps group. Let's have a look at the puppy picture. How is that comfortable? Kitten. That does not look comfortable. Oh, bless him. Catherine says you're allowed to be given fabric. 1.3 meters, 160 wide, definitely an A-line skirt or a waistcoat or a boxy crop jacket. Oh, well, that's a very different prospect, Catherine, but are you sure? Because when I saw it on Wednesday, I was just like, oh, that's so pretty. Oh, I think I told you guys as well. One of you recommended the perfect jacket to me, and I'm now binge watching all of her stuff. And though I've never before in my life wanted like a Chanel kind of tweed jacket, but now I do. Because I want to bead one with army soldiers, toy army soldiers. Ducks! I could bead it with the ducks! But now I'm just like, I would very rarely wear it, but hers have got shaping in them and just the most elaborate beading. She's doing a floral jacket at the moment. I think she finished it. Did she put it up on her Instagram? She's got strawberries on it as well. I was just like, that's pretty good. I like that. No. Nope, that's not you. Nope. There we go. This one. Did you put your strawberry jacket up? Or was it just a story? I think it was just a story. Oh, that's annoying. But yeah, she's almost finished her strawberry jacket, and I'm just like, ooh. Darshana says you also don't wear separates. Not very often, no. And Ari says, I wonder what happened to the Jurassic pigeon. I don't know, but you've spoken its name now, so it might appear. I will tell you if it does. But Dad's not been putting bird food out because all of the little birds have disappeared and we were only getting the pigeons and the crows and the rooks. The giant seagull, that's in the distance. So yeah. Jojo says, I want an army of tiny potatoes for my sewing room now. Nice. Claire says, hello all. Hello. Darshana says, a waistcoat for her dresses. One day you need a KB fashion museum. Gin and Pin says, wish you could see me. I've just played chase with Kato because he was running around with a filter from one of the water fountains. I was cleaning. Little whirlwind. Oh, bless him. And Larry says, ode to floofy skirts. Lots and lots of floofy skirts all at once. Then I am happy. Jojo says, yeah, but sentimental ties that two makes do change the rules. Even if you just dig it out and stroke it every now and again, it's a valid keeper. Oh yeah, 100%. Catherine says, if I don't give it away, it will be going to a charity shop. I will take it then. Thank you very much. And I'm kind of thinking that it might be the perfect experiment for one of those little cropped jackets that I might then try and bead. I've fallen down the beading rabbit hole again for on Etsy because I want to bead that green silk dress I showed you guys last week. I've also put together like the fabric I'd need from Textile Express, the velvet that I need to get for that, and then I was putting together like trim and beading lists. Yeah. Darcy says, bead it with ducks and call it your hunting jacket. I love that. Simone says, after organising my craft room on Wednesday, I definitely think I could give your fabric stash a run for its money. Can no longer claim to be oblivious to my hoarding. It's not hoarding, it's curating. Gin and Pin says, the perfect jacket is the one I've been following for pattern recommendations for my Chanel style suit, but she's made a lot of changes to her pattern. She has indeed. Yes. And Darcy says, I'd enjoy the crows, but I am a bit crazy. Yeah, I wanna do the thing where I start giving the crows presents, like food presents, so they bring me presents. I don't know how do I train crows? How do I train my own murder of crows? I want one. I've decided to just embrace the crazy this year, clearly. What should we do now? Should we fondle some fabric? I wanted to see how much of that coral I've got to see if I've got enough to cut a skirt out for the shirt and make the shirt into a dress that will then get worn. Should we do that? Should we do that? Get that one out? I think we should do that. I think that would be a good plan. I'm going to have a drink because I've been chatting them up. This apple and pear squash is like one of my best discoveries ever. It is awesome. So my my sponsored video with Lily Silk went up, and you guys seem to really enjoy it. Thank you very much for that. And they are actually paying me for that one as well, which is awesome. So that money I am going to put some of it into a savings account, but I'm going to take some of it and buy the supplies that I need for the green silk dress. So the velvet I need is £45 plus postage is about 50 quid. But they did send me, when I bought that polka dot fabric, they did send me a code to get, I think, 10% off. So I'm going to spend about 50 quid on the velvet for that dress. And then I'm going to spend about £100 on beads and sequins for it and the trim that I want for it. And I'm going to be remaking the dress, and I'm going to make a little cropped jacket to go with it. And then I'm going to take the excess fabric that I've got and use Bianca's tutorial for making silk roses. So I'm going to make some silk roses to go on it as well. and then bead that dress and try and turn that into my gala dinner dress for the retreat. But fingers crossed will go ahead. I'm going to do a video on the retreat and sort of put that up as well. There's 6 places still available. There's 4 people that have confirmed they want to come and they've reserved places. But the retreat can take 10 people. So there's still 6 spaces available. And the retreat is only going to go ahead if I get up to 8 people booking on it, because otherwise it doesn't quite work out cost-wise to actually run it with less than 8 people. So 6 spaces still left if anyone wants it, but I will be doing a video about like the retreat, the place, what to expect, and different things like that. So fingers crossed I can find 6 other people who want to come, because they are really, really fun. And yeah, it's going to be my 45th birthday on the gala dinner evening. I've manufactured my own birthday party. So I want a really fancy dress for that one. So yeah, the money that I get from my Lily Silk video, like I say, some of it's going to go into a savings account, but I'm going to spend about £150 of it on the green silk dress. And that's going to be a refashion project, because obviously I've made the dress already. I think I showed you it last week, and with the trim that I want to buy, but I'll show you it again so that anyone that doesn't know knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I'm going to refashion this dress. So currently it's a mini dress and it's lovely. Chartreuse silk du peony, and it's gorgeous and beautiful, but it doesn't fit, and I don't wear mini dresses anymore, and it does have a shaped waist. So I'm going to take the skirt off. I'm still tossing up between which of these velvets I buy for the bottom. Thinking maybe this one now, but maybe that one. I think actually I am going to go for, because I was convinced I was going to go for chartreuse, which is this one, but I now think I'm going to go for the leaf, because this is a 2-tone silk, so in different, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for this one, actually, thinking about it, because I want the jacket as well. So yeah, I'm going to refashion this into something that will get worn, and I do have about 2 meters of this silk left, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to, you know, use some of that to make a jacket as well. It'll be a combination of this and the silk for the jacket. I'm thinking like a cuffs and the lapel in the velvet, and then just bead it. Lots and lots of beading. But that's my refashion project that I want to do. I need to get this out, don't I? That's what I was waffling about earlier. See how much of this one I have left. And if there's enough. The ones underneath it are coming out, whether I want them to or not. That's fine. There we go, back in there. So yes, this one I've made a shirt out of it, and I need to see if I've got enough to cut the skirt panels out so that I can turn that shirt into a shirt dress, because that would get worn way more. So let's see. How much of this do I have left? Because I think I bought 5 meters of it. And it's from the fabric room. They don't have this color anymore, which is why I need to see how much I've actually got. And I have 1, 2, 2.5 meters left. Awesome, because this also does have some stains on it, so I'll need to be sort of careful about cutting. And I also want to use this for a lining for one of the other dresses that I've got. Someone's also written on it, which is a bit annoying. So I don't mind those in, like, you know, like in the wrong place on a lining, because obviously the only person that's ever going to see that is me. This is definitely one of my colours. This is see-through, so I would need to fully line the skirt of the dress, I think, although I've only put a facing into the bodice and the rest of it is French seamed, so I don't know how a lining of the skirt would look. So it might be one of those ones where I just always wear a slip, and I always wear a slip anyway. So yes. Oh, I'm glad that I've got enough to turn that dress. So I think one of the things that I've done in my bullet journal for this year, and I am still going to do a flip through for this, even though we're halfway through January. But I've done fabrics bought. I've got 2 pages for that. I've done my makes, and I've got space for 100. And then I've also done a page for alterations, and there's space for 20 alterations in there. And I actually really enjoyed the alterations that I did in the summer, making those things work, turning them into something that didn't work for me into something that does work for me. And I think maybe that's the key for me, is that if it's an alteration to fix the size of something, I'm not usually a huge fan of that, and I don't enjoy that very much. But if it's kind of remaking something, then I kind of prefer that. So yeah, that in my head that makes sense. I also had a couple of questions on the Peeps group today from people about the how to face your facings video, and I was thinking about doing a video on like 5 different ways to finish your facings. I think I can think of 5. There's 2 that I use, but I can think of 2 other ways of doing it. So 4 ways to finish your facings. Technically sort of like 4.5, because there's one way that you've got 2 different methods for the same finish, and pre-bought bias binding or making your own bias binding. So it's the same finish technically, but you know, there's a slight difference to it. So I was thinking about doing that kind of a video of like, because they seem to do quite well of when I researching videos that people search for. What I'm looking for is to get the channel out there a bit more, and then have like gateway videos so people can find it and be like, oh, I like the way you do the thing. Let's see if you've got anything else. And then they're like, oh, look at all the other stuff. So I'm thinking about maybe doing that. Yeah. Sorry, I'm very behind with the chat. Darcy says, I'd enjoyed the crows, but I'm also a bit crazy. I read that one, didn't I? Darcy says, feed the crows when you see them and offer them something shiny like a button. Darcy says, you have to put the feeder out with some shelled peanuts, Shan. Crows love peanuts. Caroline says, I love the squash. Have you tried the peach and white grape version? Yes. When I held the retreat last May, they'd bought the like fancy squashes from Morrison's, and they were just the high juice ones, but the peach and white grape one was one of the ones that they'd done, and we were all raving about the squash. We were just like, oh my god, this is amazing. They were putting like sliced fruit and stuff in for us as well. They'd really like gone above and beyond with it. But yeah, the peach and white grape is good. And Jane says, finished my shirts, put pick in Peeps group, pleased with them. Let's have a look. Let us have a look. Oh, really pretty. Oh, I like that one. That's very pretty. And then, oh, are they both Liberty prints? I know that one is. That's Wiltshire, isn't it? Very nice. And Darshan says, I love my channel's Chanel style jackets, but I only used to wear it to the office or on nights out. Yeah, I don't know how often I'd wear that thing. I don't think it would be very frequent, but I really fancy the idea of a challenge of making it. Darcy says, "What is squash as a beverage?" It's like fruit concentrate. So you put like that much fruit concentrate in, and then you fill the rest of it up with water. Jane says, "Green dress sounds amazing. Thank you." Caroline says to Jane, "They are beautiful for her shirts. They are indeed." Darshana says, "One year I will make the retreat, but at the moment my health is just too variable every day." Well, I will not be stopping them. I enjoy doing them. So when you can make it, that will be awesome. Jane says, "Thank you, Caroline. Much appreciated." Caroline says to Darcy, "It's a juice-based drink that's diluted like cordial." Yes, cordial. Thank you. Michelle says, "I want to come, but the logistics aren't working out at the moment, but I'm not giving up. The retreat is going to happen for me one day soon." Awesome. Again, I'm going to keep doing them, so they will be there. Darshana says, "I think darker velvet gives you more wearability." I think so too. Jane says, "I was good and reduced my stash by 60 yards last year. I have a major splurge coming from Pound Fabrics and Sherwood's and spent vouchers. Back to sensible next month." Darcy says to Caroline, "Okay, thanks, that made sense. I'm hiding from my sewing plans behind laundry at the moment." Nice. Darshana says, "Wow, Jane, 60, that's impressive." It is impressive. And Darcy says, "Jane, I love the fabrics and I think they will look great." Yes, you're going to wear them under your denim dungarees. Denim dungarees, aren't you? They're going to look awesome. Jane says, "Thanks both. Yep, did a lot of sewing last year." HE So says, "Wish me luck, folks. About to try adding some buttons to a project. Sometimes my machine is perfect and sometimes it point blank refuses." You can do it. And Catherine says, "Gorgeous." Jokingly says, "Okay, I'm going to get anything done today in terms of chores. I better go and crawl into bed and get a bit more kip. Night all, Darcy, you're in charge of the pineapple again." Sleep well. Jane says, "It's a rip-off of the Wiltshire print, I think, on Poplin. The other was a little Johnny print from Bombay Fabrics. Not expensive, but nice quality." Very nice. Very nice indeed. I still think I need to make myself a cover for this. Out of my butterfly fabric because I bought a lot of it. But yes. What should we do now? What should we do now? Shall I don't know what to do. What I'm what should we do now? Where did I get to with the chat? Sarah says, "Every season my fabric store does a buy 1 meter get 2 free. It's the only time I go shopping. I got some pretties last weekend, but really trying to hold off till their summer fabrics arrive." Ooh, nice. Simone says, fabric cover for the book for sure. I think so too. Yeah. Dear Grace says, "Hi Peeps, late to the party tonight. I hope you're all well." Very well. How are you? And Darshana says, "Oh, Sarah, that's so dangerous." Yeah, that does sound like a dangerous fabric store. I do not need any more fabric. I have so much. Catherine says, "Actual sewing about to happen." Ooh, well, at least one of us is. I don't know what I want to do because I know I want to work on the 9076 next, but if I start, I can't do that because it's got to be a sew along, so I need to film it. So I'm like, oh, maybe I should make that shirt, like I was saying. But then I was like, if I start that, then I'm not going to get the 9076 started tomorrow. Maybe I should cut out the skirt pieces for the coral shirt. Maybe I should do that. Maybe. I don't know. Nimue says, "I'm back. I have more tea. I'm still lazy. Life is good." Nice. Darshana says, "Ooh, what are you making, Catherine?" Inari says, "Strange as this may sound, yet I love to consume peppermint chocolate candy in the cold temperatures. Then again, maybe I should consume ice cream outside for the funsies." Darshana says, "Make the fabric book cover." I can't because I need to do the laptop sleeve and the Carter messenger bag first out of what I've got of the tapestry fabric and then see how much I've got left. Maybe I can't cut out the laptop sleeve because I'm going to do a video for that one. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Oh, okay. You guys, so I have these pieces of red wool and my cotton flannel left from cutting out my coat. And the lining as well. So these are the leftovers from my coat. Now, these pieces, I have probably got enough here to do something like the Sorrento jacket. Not just a talking pair of boobs, I have a head as well. There you go. Take a shot. I've mentioned boobs. Yeah, I've got this pile here. But oh, see, this is the trouble. I've got piles of fabric just sitting around everywhere in here. All with plans, all with plans. I also have this red denim that I have probably got enough for a Sorrento jacket as well. Does one person need a denim and a wool Sorrento jacket? No, one person does not. Should I do the Sorrento jacket out of the red wool, bearing in mind that I also want to make a Vogue my piles of planned projects are getting huge. Okay. I mean, to be fair, so I also want to make this out of the red wool because I have all these scraps left, and then I've also got a good sort of like 2 meters, probably 2.5 there, to be fair. Catherine, I think you worked out how much fabric. Was it you that had worked out how much fabric is on a bolt like this when it's, because I haven't unbolted this to measure how much I've got left. I had 8.5 to start with, and then I've made my red coat out of it. And then this is the leavings from my red coat. So like I can definitely get a sleeve out of that piece kind of thing. These are all, like I have a bag of scraps as well that's got fairly decent sized chunky scraps in it. So pattern pieces for you. How big are these pattern pieces? Because there's quite a lot of little pattern pieces in this as well. But not on that sheet. That sheet? On that sheet. So the pattern pieces, this Vogue coat, like these little ones, I can definitely get out of what I've got here, not out of the yardage that I've got left. I mean, the only reason I'm talking about the Sorrento is because I know I can get it out of a little bit of fabric, which is why I was planning on making a red denim one. But if I make a red denim one, I don't really need a red wool one, do I? But this red denim one is the red. This is the red denim from my red denim skirt. So I could make a waistcoat, out of that. Yeah, I don't know. Catherine says the fuchsia pink cord skirt to go with the Austin Powers cord suit. Think I showed it in the Peeps group a few weeks ago. It's gonna look awesome. Gig Racer says I'm recovering from laryngitis and double ear infection. Mostly better now, but have been sick for 5 weeks. Only been able to speak for the last 10 days. Not fun. You poor thing. Darshana says you could start the video with pre-cuts, surely. I suppose I could. But the thing is with the laptop sleeve, I need to make some changes to the pattern. I think I need to make some changes to the pattern so that I have to work through it. So, yeah. Simone says catch up on some rest. I've had 2 days off this week. And I'm feeling kind of like I want to do something now. Oh, these tights are annoying. Sorry. Gig Gracer says I've cut out a bag to make for a friend and it's been languishing since early December. I think I'll be able to get back to sewing tomorrow finally. Ooh, fingers crossed for you. Nimue says, oh no, to Gig Racer, that sounds awful. Glad you're on the mend. Catherine says quilted hot water bottle cover. Ooh, what with the wool? Yeah, although I do have like 4 hot water bottle covers already. My friend has given me a lot. She gave me one that's like a cat, an embroidered cat face. It's all fluffy fabric. I think she made it. It's awesome. HSO says perfect for 8 buttonholes, then screwed up on the last 2. Of course, I left the bust till last, expecting shenanigans. Oh no! Oh no! Darshana says, well, the wool could be a Chanel. Oh, it could, couldn't it? Could. HESO says, how many times can I unpick a buttonhole before it becomes untenable? Twice? Depends on the fabric. How delicate is the fabric? It's always so annoying. It's always the one that's like the most going to be the most obvious that it decides to fluff up on, doesn't it? Darshana says, or red denim can be a summer, spring, red wool for winter. Yeah, I do have a tan coloured wool one already. I was going to use the cotton flannel that I've got to interline this one so it would be a slightly warmer coat. Gig Racer says, but a wool one and a denim one would be worn for quite different weather, although the wool would be fabulous as the Vogue jacket. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is keep the wool aside for the Vogue jacket because there's lots of small pieces in that. So I can definitely get a lot of the smaller pieces cut out of this bit here. And then the use the flannel for the Sorrento jacket. And then the lining now. Chocolate biscuit lining. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do with these is stick to my original plan. Sorrento with the denim and then use the wool for this. And then I might have some wool left over. And realistically, this wool is actually a really nice weight. I could probably make a skirt out of it as well. Like the Gertie's new Charm School uniform skirt would look really good in this. I'm just creating more piles of things. There's just piles of projects like building up everywhere. The brush roll video, I have edited it. I just need to film the intros and outros. I was going to do that yesterday when I came home, but I had my nails and my lashes done yesterday and I didn't get home until like 5:30. And so I decided just to take the day off. And so that was my second day off of the week yesterday, which was quite nice. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. So now that I've made decisions about those, now what do I do? I am just literally moving piles of fabric around. It she does. Darshan says, isn't it 2 folds on a bolt is 1/2 meter? So I've probably got like 2 and a bit meters on that bolt left. Like I said, I had 8.5 to start, and it wouldn't surprise me if I used 6 for my red wool coat. I was as economical with cutting it out as I could be. Sarah says, I vote denim for the Sorrento and the wool for the longer coat, since it's more of a fall, cold spring style. I think you'd wear the Sorrento more than a waistcoat, but I could be wrong. No, I think you're right. I do think you're right. Dear Gracer says to Nimue, thank you. And Inari says, I would like to see what a Sorrento looks like on a red wool fabric. Had my mother still alive, she would have loved it. My mum wasn't into denim. She thought it was low class. Oh, interesting. I myself couldn't get enough denim. I'm sensitive to wool. I need heavy as well as double lining in order for me to wear a coat. Yeah, I do. That's a very good point. I do find that I need to have like a scarf on or something with the red wool coat, because next to my skin at the back of my neck, it is a bit light sensitive. So, and I do find that with my wool Sorrento that I've already made, the tan one. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Dasha says, nosy room question. What's on your sewing desk to the right? What the stand thing with the thread catcher in front of it? It looks like sewing feet. Where we were before or here? On your sewing desk to the right, what's the stand thing with the thread catcher in front? It looks like a sewing feet. Maybe here. Right, okay, where on my sewing desk to the right. Oh, this. It's my little Bonina chest of goodies that came, and that's all the goodies that came with it, plus my purple fang and my stitch ripper. But that all folds up and then fits into a slot in the horn desk. But yeah, this came with my machine. So that closes up. Theoretically. Oh, my purple fang is trying to escape. There you go. Okay. Yeah, so that closes up, then the feet fold in, and then it tucks into a slot in my desk when I put the desk away. But yeah, it houses needles, bobbins, feet, and all my little sewing sundries as well. Nimue says, I've had a desire to make a wool skirt with soutache decoration since autumn. Didn't shop for the materials at the last fabric market because it takes up a lot of space in the stash and I have no time. Good plan. Ooh, decorating. Darshana says, maybe for the collars you could make the Beyond the Pink Door collar thingy. Ooh. Yeah, I was thinking about doing, because the McCall's 6800 coat has a detachable fur collar that goes around the back top collar. I was thinking about doing that with that faux fur that I used for the Scout capelet. So many ideas. Catherine says, recommended source for lightweight cotton velvets, thinking coat facings and collars. Textile Express, definitely. It's called Alvar. Oh, well, it's not cotton velvet, though. It's polyester velvet. I don't know about cotton velvet, but these, I really like these and have sewn with these. So yeah, if you don't mind polyester velvet, then I highly recommend this. And it's called Alvar, Alvar, and so many colors and reorderable as well. But I don't know about cotton velvet. My theory behind these for clothing was that because it's polyester, not great, but it's not going to get washed, so it's not going to be releasing microplastics into the water system because it just won't be washed. And the places that I'm planning on using it for my coat and my silk dress and jacket, like I say, is the collar and the cuffs. So it's not like I'm making an entire thing out of it. So yeah, if it's collar, I would go with this, but yeah, I don't mind using polyester on my coats and outerwear because again, they don't get washed, they get dry cleans. So the microplastic problem isn't as prevalent in it. That's how it works in my head anyway. But obviously then there's the manufacturer of this. So yeah. Trouble is no fabric is perfect. Otherwise, cotton velvet, my sister-in-law's curtains. If you like the green of that, I could send you some of the offcuts of the green. Although I do need it to try and work on my coat that I want to refashion. Darcy says, doesn't the Sorrento have a collar and facings? Couldn't you get a bit of velvet or something to protect your neck? Yes, but again, if I'm making a wool one of those, it's probably going to be worn with things that cover the back of my neck anyway, or at least a scarf, which is how I wear my tan one. It's just that if I'm making the biker jacket out of the red wool, I don't really need a red wool Sorrento as well. Yeah. Darshana says, very cool for my little cabinet. Yes. Lisa says, hi Sean, hi everyone. Court starts tomorrow and fight for my granddaughter. I'm not hopeful about preventing her being adopted. Please could you send prayers? Thank you. Of course, Lisa, thinking of you. Darshana says, very cool for my little cabinet. I think I said that already. Darcy says to Lisa, hope and love to you and happy judge to rule in your favour. Yes. Darshana says, sending prayers, Lisa. Family stuff is hard. Very. Lisa says, I'm so frightened. If I lose her, I don't know how I will go on. It has been decided the two little ones are to be forcibly adopted. Oh, I'm so sorry. Inari says, that is a cute little cabinet. It is. It is. Grace says, good luck to Lisa. Darshana says, the Beyond the Pink Door one can be adapted for any fabric. Silk would be amazing, or different brocades, or remnants from your dresses to match the jacket collars, to your dresses. Interesting. Darcy says cotton velveteen shows up on mood fabrics occasionally. Gracer says, what about a small silk insert in the centre back of the collar so it's not itchy? It's a possibility. Catherine says, I found cotton velveteen on Fabrics UK. Nice. Darshana says, will adopted family allow visitation? My cousin had adopted and allows the girls to meet her siblings and family. You'd hope so. You would hope so, wouldn't you? What? Just looking around at the piles of things that I've got to do. So I've got that camisole, the shirt, cut out the stuff for the coat when I buy the velvet for that. I'm flip-flopping back and forwards on the velvet as well. The Patreon Peeps voted for this colour, which is ebony. And I kind of now think maybe I should go with ebony rather than the mulberry that I had decided to pick. But I'm flip-flopping. I'm flip-flopping. I'm flip-flopping. I was convinced that I was going to go for this mulberry colour. And I think I've convinced myself again, seeing them next to each other now. Like black might be more conventional, but I think this is more me, especially as I'm using black embroidery motifs to go on it. Yeah, I'm going to go for the mulberry. Now that I've decided that, actually, I might use some of my Lily Silk money to purchase both the green for the silk dress and then the mulberry for the coat. Oh, I'm glad I waited. The ebony was out of stock. Yeah. I do love this coat shape. This is the 6088 as 6800 coat as well. Just the too short for me. So I'm going to take it apart and remake it. Oh. Lisa says to Darshana, the Guardian said if they adopt my daughter, she wants an open adoption, so I could still have contact with her, but it would only be maybe once a year. There are no guarantees that would happen though. Oh. Darshan says, wow, these guys see siblings probably every month. Gig Racer says, I still prefer the mulberry. Yeah, I think I've now that I've looked at it again, I think I've decided on the mulberry. Darshan says, stay positive. Ultimately, whatever the reasons are, the stability and quality of life for your granddaughter is priority. We are all thinking of you, Lisa. Everything pretzeled. Inari says, I like the mulberry. Yeah, I hadn't looked at it for a while, but now having a look at it again, I think the mulberry is more me, definitely. So that's that one sorted. Yeah. I'm just kind of like bouncing around, aren't I? I'm not like settling on any one thing. Bouncing around, trying to work out what to do next. What do I want to do this afternoon? Tomorrow I am going to be filming. So the intros and outros for the makeup brush roll, that's going to be coming out next. And then I am going to be filming a flip through my bullet journal, how I'm going to be using it for this year. I'm going to do a Patreon introduction update and thank you waffle that's going to go out on the main channel to kind of promote Patreon and say thank you to everyone that signed up and just explain what it is for those that don't know, because I do get asked that a lot. I'm also going to film the retreat video and put that out. What else have I got on my list? My giant list. Oh, my Make 9. I really do need to work out how I'm going to present that, because like I say, at the moment it's like an hour long. It's just me and Nicola waffling at each other. I think what I need to do is, because I filmed like an intro and finishing up bit for Lisa on the same Nicola on the same day. But I think what I need to do is kind of film like me reacting to it and then put up like the graphics of the thing that I'm going to make next. So I need to watch it through, make those graphics, and then so I can then film like the chatty bit. So it's going to be a long one. But I think that's the way that I want to do it. I think that's the way that's going to work best, because otherwise it's just me and Nicola chatting for about 40 minutes and then 20 minutes of me kind of finalizing what we've decided. And I think maybe that's not the way to do it. I think the way that I'm thinking of doing it is going to be better, but that means that I need to sit down and go through all the graphics for that. Oh, it's going to be a long one. The Halston skirt, that's pretty much done. I just need to refilm the drafting close-ups of the mini drafting set for that. Sewing room tour, I'm probably going to put that off till I'm probably going to put that off until the spring, only because it should be a popular video, and so I want to put it out when there's slightly more ad revenue available. So let's replace that one with that one. The Vogue 9076 sew along and review, I'm going to put those up as 2 separate videos. I think I talked about this previously, but YouTube looks at retention, and if I put the review and the sew along into one video and I put the review first, then a lot of people might watch the review and then click off, and then there's still like an hour and a half of sew along, and so YouTube will be like, oh, people aren't watching this video, I won't recommend it to people. So if I put the review up as a separate video and then put the sew along up as a separate video with chapters, that way you can watch the review the whole way through, see what I think about the dress, and then if you want to make it, then you can go to the sew along rather than having everything in one thing. So I think that's going to end up being 2 videos but one thing. January lookbook, I need to make more than just the coat to film that, so that's not going to be done till the end of the month. Anaconda Antithesis collection, which is going to be this one. I'm really excited about that video. I already have the graphics done for that one. Dirndl review, so I need to do the changes, cut out the new dirndl and make it. That's a day's project, so I should be able to get that done in January. And then the 5 hits and 5 misses from 2023. And I was thinking about that. I was like, oh, I'm not going to do that video, but I'm thinking I might. What do you guys think? Would you like to see that? Because it's like a TLDR version of the year in review video. And I was thinking I'd put more stats in. So like I've made, 10 of the 7974, and I've made 10 Grace dresses as well. My misses for the year, though, really, there's a few of them, and I talk through those in the year in review, so it's kind of going over old ground. So I'm thinking maybe I don't do that one. I don't know. Darcy says, Lisa, gentle hugs, she's the priority, and hope that you get to appreciate that you feel that way. It's just hard. Yes. Lisa, I've spent 30,000 on legal fees. I'm completely broken by all of this, both financially and emotionally. I can't imagine what you're going through, but yeah. Darcy says, legal fees are for good reasons. Lisa says, sorry, didn't mean to bring everyone down. And Darcy says, I hope you can get some therapy for your trauma for this situation. Lisa says to Darcy, I would like to be sedated for about the next 30 years. I think that would help, lol. And Darcy says, Lisa, it's okay. I was just down here. I was down there before you arrived. I'm just drinking tea and watching the happy sewing content. Inari says, I would love to fondle fabric, but then again, I'm fondling fabric as I am crocheting, making my friend's pet parent blanket. Nice. And Darcy says, antidepressants are an option. Yeah, like, totally don't rule those sorts of things out if you need them, 100%. So, yeah. Yeah, I've got lots of stuff to do. All of them are fairly easy projects, though. All of them are fairly easy. Just actually have to do them. Still need to finish off this week's Patreon waffle as well for the peeps. I am enjoying my new bullet journal with a week on a page. I would like more room, I think. Oops. I do think I would like more room, but you know, working with what I've got, I'm definitely going to get myself the Citrus Bookbindery big journal for next year, because it's this size, but you can have twice as many pages in it. It's going to be a beast of a thing. But yeah, definitely want that. But I like this with my bullet journal, not bullet journal, traveler's notebook notes as well in here, because this is working really well for me as well. Yeah. Lots of planning and messy notes in here, which is fun. It's nice not having to be too precious in those books. So yes. Darcy says, I've been crocheting a Sontag from the 1850s pattern. Ooh. Darcy says, defo advocate talking to your doctors about how you're feeling and coping. Yes, definitely do that. And Darcy says, I'm just sleepy. Yes, Darshna, exactly. Yeah, definitely talk to your doctors. Definitely worth it. Yeah, definitely. Right. I have so many things I want to do. What should I do? I don't think I'm going to get to any sewing today, thinking about it. Because I don't want to start filming that until I'm ready to. And like I say, I'm going to film tomorrow. Tomorrow's definitely a filming day. So Catherine says, drink tea? I have no tea. I can't drink tea. That's got caffeine in it. That's semi-loopy. Oh, what should I put up for a vote next on Patreon? What should I put up for a vote on Patreon? What should I do? Non-TT. Decaf tea. We do have decaf tea because Dad can't have caffeine either because of his heart medication. We do have decaf tea, but no, definitely more of a squash girl. Although Mum did plant me a bunch of mint plants so I could have mint tea. Dasha says, a vote on a vote, lols. And Ari's like, chocolate. Lisa says, wish I could crochet. My tension is so slack that small flower ends up as the size of a dinner plate. I gave up, lol. Dasha says, love mint tea. Me too. I am a big fan of mint tea. I'm sitting here looking at all the stuff that I've got sitting around me, and I'm like, yeah, I've got plenty of time. I've got 2 weeks left of January. I can do all of these things. Can I do these things? Oh, I know what I can do. I've still got my Ginger Jeans kit in here that I got from Butter and Garney. Oh, I've got a turn lock in there. Why have I got a turn lock in there? More Prestos. So that needs to go into the... Can I get into this? Oh, when I went to the range yesterday, they had this is for press studs, because I basically went on and bought all of the different sizes of press studs fixings that the Green Grizzly machine did. So I have got either matte black press studs, because I bought those from my ex's jacket, leather jacket that I redid the sleeves on, or I've got gold press studs, because I'm thinking for the Sorrento jacket, I think I actually might go for the black. Yeah, I think I might go for like the matte black press studs rather than denim buttons, because I'd have to buy more denim buttons, and I've got a giant stash of these press studs. And the gold would be nice. I do have the gold as well, so I could use the gold. I also bought some rose gold, but the only thing that came that was rose gold was the cap. The rest of it was regular gold, and I don't think I want to use that for those. I did want to just double check that I had those, and I do. So that's good. I know what I could do. I could get out. Oh, I was going to get out the hardware to make for the Carter messenger bag for this one. And I was thinking I could do it in gold if I've got enough hardware, because I've got the right gold magnetic clasps. Should we see if I've got the right hardware for one of those? Let's turn you around. Because if not, then I can make a list of what I need to buy for the Carter messenger bag. Just, again, moving piles of fabric around. Let's see what I've got. Darcy says to Lisa, I will send you some of my tension. It's all for baby clothes. Darshna says, are you still having a hot chocolate a day? Not a day. I haven't had one for a couple of days, but I did have one this morning. Nimue says, vote on the next bag pattern to tackle. Ooh. Yeah, because I've got some kits made up. That's a good idea, Nimue. Lisa says, oh, thank you to Darcy. And Ari says, ode to peppermint tea. Mim says, you should do a sew along for the 6800. There is none on YouTube, and guess you would get a lot of new subscribers. I'm going to do the refashion video from start to finish. I'm not sure that I'm going to make another 6800 though. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to make another one, because my next coat's going to be the 1669. I might eventually make a 6800 out of the Harris tweed that I've decided, because I was going to. So the reason I'm making a bunch of coats, I think I've told you guys this before. The reason I was making a whole bunch of coats is so that I can find my perfect coat that I will then be willing to spend £65 a meter of fabric on, to buy 6 meters of that to then make my perfect coat out of a really expensive fabric. I would like to do that at some point, but I want to go through a bunch of coats that I've got to see which one is the perfect coat for me. The 6800 is definitely in front. I love my princess coats. My 2 princess coats, I think they're gorgeous, but I do think that I prefer how the 6800 looks. So it might end up getting made again in the future, but it probably won't be for a couple of years. Yeah. I know Lucy from Lopesy has made a couple of them. Darcy says, I got some leather driving gloves for my wheelchair and they fit everywhere but around the wrist. How hard are press studs to install? I need to take in the wrists. When I got my Kelly Anorak kit, it came with the tools that you use, like the little anvil and the press thing that you use with a hammer, and they were really easy to install. If you have a press, then you don't have a rivet press. So yeah, you can. So I bought the Kelly Anorak kit from Closet Core Patterns, and it came with the little anvils, as it were, because you need two for the different parts of the press stud. And then it came with the cutters that you need. So these are you just literally put them on and hammer them in. And then it came with the press tools that, again, you put the thing between, and then you put that on. It's the wrong one, this one. Then you put that on, and then you hammer onto that, and that sets the tool for you. So if you don't have a rivet press, you can get this tool. And like I say, it came with the cutting implements and the anvils, the little anvils, and then the things that you hit into the anvil with then the press stud in between. And I got that from Closet Core Patterns, from their Kelly Anorak kit. I have absolutely no idea how much just these would cost you. So I know the Kelly Anorak kit wasn't ridiculously expensive, and I highly recommend the Kelly Anorak. Although, I'm so sorry, Darcy, please remind. I think, yes, you are a wheelchair user. I'm not sure how well I don't know, because I can sit in my Kelly Anorak, but I'm just thinking about comfort of sitting in it with it zipped up. I don't know whether you'd need more flare in the bottom of it, but the Kelly Anorak is an awesome pattern, and I fully intend to make another one of those. I had for Christmas from the guy that I was dating this summer, asked for some styled magnolia canvas. I was going to do a really bright one, and I still might treat myself to that for this year. But yeah, so basically what I'm saying is go to Closet Core, have a look at their kits, and they detail what the kits are, what's listed in the kit, what you get with the kit. So have a look at the kit, and it'll tell you what these are called, and then you can find it to buy it individually. But I might, like I say, I might make myself another Kelly Anorak out of some really bright, vibrant fabric. I saw it first on Erica's Lavender and Twine Baden bags. Let me see if I can find the fabric. Lavender and Twine. There it is. Yeah. Or was it the Welkin? Yeah, it was the Welkin. So I'm thinking about getting that fabric to make a Kelly Anorak out of, with my kind of lime green chartreuse faux fur. And I think, as you can see here, she's done it with gold accents. I think that would look amazing. So what I'm saying is, Darcy, what I might do is I might buy another kit, and then I'll have another set of these, because I don't know if they do the kits without. So I could buy that kit, and we could work out how much they would cost, and I could send you the bits and pieces, or I could have it sent to you and you just send on the bits and pieces to me. That's something that I'd be really happy to do really quickly, because I really want that. really want that Kelly Anorak. I think it would look amazing. But yeah, so that's. Yeah, Darcy, you said you'll be happy in that. So maybe message me on Facebook, and we can have a look and see how much that would be, and work out if it's worth probably getting it sent to you first, and then having you send it on to me if that's not too much trouble, because I don't need it immediately, but I'm happy to to do that, for you to then sort of like take the bits out that you need. Awesome. That would be really cool. Because yeah, can you imagine a jacket made of that? It's gonna look so cool. Yeah. Let's see. Where did I get to with the chat? But that would be a really easy way to take in the rest of your driving gloves. Darshana says, "Does anyone have any good ideas? I bought colouring in fabric. You make gifts for kiddos for Easter. Any ideas what to make for the little ones? Maybe bound sheets that can be washed. Bound sheets that can be washed colour caddy. You want one of those kind of like makeup bags, don't you? That's like a drawstring with a flap over it, that you can like lay out flat, and then you just pull the drawstrings, and then it all kind of like creates a pouch." Gig Racer says, "Funnily enough, the bag I'm making is also a messenger bag." Nice. And Ari says, "I have yet to buy stretch corduroy, preferably in black." Darshana says, "Press studs are easy to install." Gig Racer says to Darshana, "I think press studs should be easy to install." Monica says, "What's your opinion on the Vogue 1934 dress?" Let's have a look. Vogue 1934. Oh, I love it. It's on my list of patterns I want to buy. I do think it is very similar to the 9076 though. It's not the same, but it's very similar to the 9076. But I do love that, and I really want to buy that pattern. So when I eventually get around to placing a something delightful simplicity order, then it is in there. Darcy says to Darshana, "What do you need to install them?" Gig Racer says, "Particularly if you have a rivet press," and she says, "I don't have a rivet press." Okay, hammer. I have hammers. Gig Racer says, "Sorry to Darshana, I tagged you instead of Darcy." Darcy says, "No problem." Mim says, "Yeah, Lopesy did too, but the videos are more like, look at that. That's how far I came." Yeah, I liked her pink waterproof one as well. It's really not that difficult a pattern, and I highly recommend the tailoring book. It's just because I've got two, and like I say, I'm working my way through my coat patterns to pick which one I will then make my fancy coat out of. It's probably not one that I'm going to get around to again for a while. Darcy says, "Okay, just a press stud kit. I can look for that." Caroline says, "If you use double-ended zip in the Kelly, you could sit okay." Oh, that's a good point. Yes. Darcy says, "Closet core kits. I could do that." Caroline says, "It's a snap setting kit." Darshana says, "I like the style Kodiak over the Kelly anorak." Oh, interesting. And Darcy says, "I do crop jackets and wool skirts. I will happily be into that. It's from the USK. It's going to be beautiful." Gig Racer says, "It would look good. Would look gorgeous." Darcy says, "For the kiddos, craft aprons of colour in fabric." Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. And Darshana says, "Ooh, apron, great idea." It is a great idea. Right, let me just put this back. Yeah, I'm really excited about that closet core anorak, because I love the one that Mum made for me, but I do need to lengthen it, and then I want to put some pockets up here as well. So yeah, that would be exciting. Gig Racer says, what about placemats for the kiddos? They could take them out with them to entertainment at restaurants, etc. That's another genius idea. See, this is why I'm not a mother. I would never have thought of those. Right, so my twist knot can go back in there, because that doesn't need to live in there. Magnetic snaps. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to do gold, because I do have gold ones like that. So I need rectangular rings with a strap slider, which I do have. Yeah, I've got a strap slider, strap ends. Don't have strap ends, but it is a fabric strap, so I don't necessarily have to have strap ends. Right, so I need swivel clasps and rectangular rings, swivel clasps. They are 3/4. You need 1 inch. Right, so I don't have swivel clasps. So I need 1 inch swivel clasps. And D-rings, I need 3/4 inch D-rings. Okay. So I've got rectangular things for this handle. I need 1 inch swivel clasps. That's it. That's all I need. 1 inch swivel clasp. No, and 1 inch strap ends as well. Okay. Put those together. And then I'll swing you around. I got a bag out and put it away. Honestly. My brain. Come on, brain. You can brain today. Right. So I need to order 1 inch swivel clasps. So I need to make a note of that. So I need to make a note of what this is going to be. Right, let me just turn you guys around. And then I have a list of things that I need to order. Now, is my list of things I need to order in here, or is it on my phone, or is it in both? Oh dear. Let's see. Oh, I've got Patreon peeps to say hi to. I'm only 2 hours and 20 minutes late. I need to do that as well, don't I? No, I don't have a list on here. I have 3 new Patreon peeps to say hi to. The very lovely Lorraine King has joined the Patreon peeps, as has the very lovely Jennifer Keast, and also the very lovely Zoe Dowell. So thank you very much to the 3 of you for joining the Patreon peeps. Very much appreciated. And thank you to everybody that's still part of the Patreon peeps or does join the Patreon peeps. It really, 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 really makes a huge, huge difference. So that means my shopping list must be in here. So let's find that. And where did it go? Where did it go? Shopping list. Right, okay. Shopping list. Okay, so I need cream, bias, royal blue, bias, and bright red bias. I'm out of all of those things. Okay. I need 1 inch swivel clasps gold, and I need 1 inch strap ends in gold. I also need to work out what I need for my laptop sleeve as well. I need coat interfacing because I used the last of my big pieces for my McCall 6800. Oh, Catherine says there's cream bias binding in the package from me, 8 meters. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I am going to buy another roll of it though, just because I do use it frequently, and I am going to be doing my cream bits and pieces in the next couple of months, and so I've got 4 pieces to make from my cream bisal suiting, so I will need more of it, knowing me. Coat interface. So I also need green coat interlining. For that one, I need some more calico because I've run out of calico. I used the last of it cutting out the velvet. I need to order the velvets for that, but I'm going to do that when I get paid from Lily Silk, which should be quite soon. They're usually pretty good about paying within 10 days of the video going up, which is always nice. What else do I need? Oh, pink overlocker thread. And we need black coat interlining as well for Mum's coat. The velvets, green, mulberry velvet, and then the spectrum lotus lining for this collection. That is quite the shopping list. Oh, Gig Racer is having to head to bed. You have a great week too. Thank you for joining us. Darcy says, giving them aprons that they don't have to worry about keeping clean from colour. I'm going to stop hyper-focusing on aprons, I promise. Lisa says, Sian, how long have you been sewing and did your mum teach you? I've been sewing this time round for about 9 years now. There's a whole video on it on my channel, like story time, why I started sewing, if you would like to have a look at that. It's quite a long one, I warn you now, but it gives you all my background. No, Mum didn't teach me. I'm kind of self-taught. Mum did try and teach me when I was a lot younger, but it never really took. But yeah, there's a whole video on that. Nimue says, depending on age of the kiddos, I saw this round playmate with drawstring, round playmats with drawstring along the edges so they can put play on it and then just draw up and close it. Have all the toys packed up. Could be handy for Legos. Oh yeah. Darcy says, I'm alternating Diet Coke and chrysanthemum flower tea today. It's definitely winter. Interesting. Catherine says, I've read that one. Nimue says, sleep well to Gig Racer. Inari says, signing off. I'm starting to get sleepy. See you next week, peeps. Yes, thank you for joining us. Lisa says, I will definitely look at your video. Thank you. Darshna says, any ideas for teenagers? Pass. I am not the one to ask when it comes to children. Right, let's get out the box of bag patterns and see which ones I've got cut out. I can't do that one because I need some more bits and pieces for it. Janine, Aster bag. Ooh. I haven't got the outer fabric for that one. The sky. Oh God, I've got a whole penny in cut out as well. Oh, have I got silver clasps in there? No, that's all. Is that for the penny in? That must be for the penny in. A sky or Janine? Oh, what's this one? Oh, I've got another. Oh no, that's for that. I was going to say I've got another Hariah kit. I've got a Hariah kind of partially cut out there. And then this is the Carter messenger bag. Right, okay, so that can go in there. Nimaway, I liked your idea for a vote for what bag to make next, but the kits that I've got, they've all got sew-alongs because they're all Erica's patterns. So I don't know what kind of a video I'd make out of that. So maybe it would just be you guys pick my next bag pattern. Oh, that needs to go back in there. Does that need to go back in there? No, that doesn't. Right, so there's my shopping list. Okay, we can do this. And then I need beads and sequins for the green. Beads and sequins for the green dress. That is my shopping list. It's going to be quite a lot of money to be spent, but it's mostly for videos for the channel, so that kind of makes it all right, doesn't it? I need to take that up with me so I don't forget that. I know I haven't really actually done much except sort of like move fabric around and waffle at you guys today, but I think I've done quite well, actually. Lisa says, sorry, I think my Dutch alter ego typed there. I meant to say, I will definitely look at your video. Thank you. Darshna says, me either, Sean. No kids, no clue. Lisa says to Darshna, how about pouches for games, consoles, controllers? Ooh. Catherine says, Lego for teenagers. Have you guys seen the new floral Legos that have come out? I have nowhere to put them, but I need them. I need to win the lottery and then buy a house and then decorate it. It would be so much fun. Oh, let's see. Did that come through? Yes, Darcy, I got your message. Shall do. Okay, I think that means that I've now replied to you so that you're now in chats. Yes, there you go. Cool. Lisa says console controller pouches could have a gusset all around the side, could do up with a zip around the top edge maybe. I like that. Darshna says both girls, one heading to uni. No idea if they use consoles. How about like a makeup brush roll and the Emmeline Bags Retreat bag like a so like a toiletries set, like a makeup bag, a toiletries bag, and a brush roll. That would be good. I would like that. I'm making myself that. Olivia says, "Good morning, peeps, from a very cold Iowa." Good morning. Darcy says, "Give them a childish bunny and they will love it." Darshana says, "Morning." And Rotten Mouse says, "Pencil bags." Olivia says, "It's negative 15 degrees. That's negative 26 degrees Celsius." Brr. Olivia, Carol says, "Darshana, tote bags. When I was at school, I had one for each class." Ooh, good plan. Caroline says, "Had the Lego roses in Costco yesterday. They look so cute, and they can do them with open." I don't need them. I really want the bonsai tree with the little pink frogs on it as well. The cherry blossoms, they're frogs. I have nowhere to display these things, but I want them. Caroline says, I've read that one, sorry. Nimue says, "For uni time, bags that fold up small so they always have extra when they find more books at the library. Laundry bags, I assume there'll be some communal setup to haul their stuff to." Good plan. Darshana says, "I knew the crew would have great ideas." And Darcy says, "I need shelves on my wall to help display my hats." Yeah. Darshana says, "Great idea. Think you can do the brush roll video." I am literally going to be filming the intros and outros for it tomorrow, and then it will be going up first thing. It will be the first video that goes up next week. I'm hoping to have 2 videos up next week. And Darcy says, I have the reply. Awesome. Yeah, I just need to have a look at the price and see how much it is. But yeah, I'm totally up for going halvesies, or we'll split it equitably. But for you to take out those pieces, and then I'll have the kit, and then I just need to order the fabric and then make the thing. But yeah, I really want that coat. I think it would be amazing. It's going to be too over the top and too in your face, but it will be amazing. Guys, I've been waffling at you for 2.5 hours, and like I said, I've just moved piles of fabric around and made plans and lists and stuff like that, but I've really enjoyed it. So thank you for hanging out with me today. I think what I'm going to do is go and try and finish editing the Make 9 video, because that is going to be a lot of work. And like I said, I need to make graphics for it, so I'm going to go do that. So that's another one that I would like to get out soon, but I need to do the graphics before I can film the rest of the video the way that I want to, I think. So I think I'm going to go do that this afternoon rather than try and sew anything. But the next sewing project is the 9076, which is going to be a sew along, and I promise that one's going to come up before the end of January. I'm really excited about making that dress. I think it's going to look gorgeous. So yeah, lots of plans, but I'm excited about all of them, so that's good. Let's see. Darcy says, "I figure we'd both be better off Messenger sooner." Yeah. Faye says, "You're leaving just as I arrive." Lol. I'm sorry, Faye. I'm sorry. Darshana says, "Nice to chat to everyone. Have a positive week." All. And Lisa says, "Thanks, Shan." Jojo says, "I want the Lego Titanic. I have no idea where I'd put it or which internal organ I'd sell to afford it." Yeah. Darshana says, "Oh, Faye." And Darcy says, "I'm sorry to Faye." Lisa says, "Please, everyone, your prayers are appreciated and giving me strength." And we are all thinking of you, Lisa. Everything pretzeled for you. So yes, there will be lots of videos next week. Fingers crossed. I think that's the plan. And I do need to just do a little bit of wrap up for the Patreon waffle that's going to go out this evening. And then I will be doing the Zoom call for the $10 and $15 tier Patreon peeps on Wednesday. And there will be another Patreon waffle during the week as well. And then the next hangout will be on next Sunday. So thank you very much for hanging out with me today. It's been very enjoyable, and I shall see you all next week. Bye.